find them. It's fun. Okay, with these jobs you can find them through various ways.
Hey, Jess, let's go. In 5.
Hi guys, me again. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, my name is Jessie and I'm a former international student who studied at Fanshawe College in London, Ontario. I basically make videos about my experiences as a former international student here in London, Ontario, and just other random things as it relates to life in Canada. So guys, in this video, I am joined or accompanied by my two friends, Jerry.
Yeah.
And you guys seen Daniel before, like y'all know Daniel
from
from
video.
Yeah, from the time we got this video, we're just basically gonna be sharing our experiences and also just like giving you guys advice about our experiences from the time we got to Canada. So just basically what you can expect, and just pretty much how we managed to like settle in, things we had to do, and just things we learned along the way. So we're just gonna be sharing our experiences with you guys. And that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and feel free to comment and like and subscribe. Yeah, so we're just gonna take it back, and we're just gonna discuss like our experience at the airport. So when we landed here, I'm gonna start. So the thing is, a lot of people actually kind of like ask like, how early do you book your flight, blah, blah, blah. Me personally, I use Air Canada. I booked my flight, I think 2 weeks in advance, like before I came to study.
From South Africa?
Yeah, from South Africa. I booked my flight 2 weeks before I started my schooling, which was 2019, August, September. So I went with Air Canada. I remember my experience, my experience was a smooth one. I got here, I went through immigration, they asked me a few questions. And then I think like the most frustrating part was like the baggage. Like there was so much, like it was kind of like messy. But I don't know, I got lucky. Like when I went into the bagging area, I got my luggage and then I was good to go. Like what was y'all's experience like when you got here?
Oh, for me, my experience was kind of different because I came in with from Cameroon, right?
Okay.
I'm actually Cameroonian like Daniel, right? I'm actually Cameroonian. So from Cameroon, my experience was my own flight was booked by a company. So
Oh, okay.
I came in differently.
Okay.
It was like I came in like first class.
Oh.
So it was a different experience for me. We got into the airport and we had to like just go in the first on the line.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that tedious for me.
Was it packed like when you got here? Like, cause I remember when I got here, it was pretty packed at immigration. Like
yeah, it was really packed, but we had a really long lineup. I remember when they were checking my documents, the lady was like, cause the lady checked me.
Yeah.
She was like, can we check your documents today? Where are you from? She was asking questions and all that. And when she finished asking the questions, I was like, where do I have to go? She's like, welcome to Canada. I was so surprised.
Oh yeah, no, me too. Yeah.
You got in here with Brussels from Cameroon?
Yeah.
Oh, so you went Cameroon, Brussels.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I stopped over in Germany. Yeah, I think.
Oh, where did I stop? I think Brussels, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that's where I had my stop. Then straight to Toronto Airport. And from Toronto, because I came as an international student for Fanshawe College, there was a bus station that picked me up from the airport and brought me all the way to London, Ontario.
Yeah, with Fanshawe they arrange transportation to come and pick you up and then bring you to London.
All colleges do that.
Yeah,
a few colleges do that.
Okay, you went to Mohawk.
Yeah, I'm from Hamilton.
Okay, so Jerry's from Hamilton, and you moved here to go to Mohawk College.
Yeah.
So like, did Mohawk also have like arrangements to pick you all up?
I didn't know about the arrangements to pick me up, but I did have a friend from here.
Okay.
He picked me up at the airport with the agent. He actually linked up with the agent that had to bring me here. So we linked up and brought me.
Is this the same agent that like booked your flight and everything?
Yes, the same. It's not the same agent that booked my flight, but the same agent that helped me in getting like the visa.
The visa, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah. Yeah, guys, and also like before I came, I was just like Googling and researching because I heard like there's gonna be an interview when you get here. I was like kind of scared, but like honestly, I can't remember. They just asked like, what are you studying? Why are you studying that? who you're gonna be staying with, where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, I think I had
Like
those questions.
the interview questions at the airport when you get here, but I think they asked me like 4 questions and I was good to go.
Yeah,
like,
I was told the questions were actually gonna be scary, but but it wasn't really that scary.
Yeah, but I remember I was like shaking when she was asking me the questions because I expected it to be like kind of like, you know, like she's trying to like put me on the spot, but soon I realized there's nothing to be worried about. She's just trying to make conversation and do her job at the same time,
exactly.
you know. But yeah, no, airport process pretty smooth. I don't know. I got to London. They dropped us off with
were there
other
like any
international
documents you
students.
had to get from the airport before leaving? Maybe like a study permit.
Yeah, for me, I think there were documents I had to get.
Oh yeah, obviously they're gonna give you a study permit. I can't remember any other documents. Like it was pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Obviously you get your visa from your home country before you come.
Definitely, that's on your passport, right?
Yeah, and then your passport. Yo guys, listen. Word of advice: please make sure your passport is valid for like
5 years.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years when you
5
get
to
your
10 years.
yeah, because then you're gonna I don't know. It's just a hassle when you know your work permit maybe is gonna be like valid till let's say 2026, and then your passport's expiring like 2023. Then it's like now you're stressed.
Yeah.
Makes sense. When we first got here, okay. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay, guys, I'm trying to think back on like when we got here. Like, okay, when I got here, because I got here in fall, so it was like August. Yeah, it was August, end of August. Like, because after the airport, so Fanshawe arranged an airport shuttle to pick us up. There were like quite a few other international students.
From same country or different countries?
No, most of them were like from like Philippines, India, and then there was one girl from Jamaica. You know, I was just like, oh my god, I was still trying to like process like, oh my god, I'm like in Canada. I was just trying to like take everything in. I was still just like so out of it, coming from what, a 20-plus-hour flight from like South Africa.
I think it was like 14 to 16 hours.
Oh, for you?
From Cameroon, it's like 14 to 16 hours.
But then how did you stop over somewhere? You said.
Oh, we stopped over at Ireland, Dublin.
Oh, Dublin, yeah, like.
How many hours wait time?
That was like it was 6 hours. It's actually
The wait
6
time
hours.
was 6 hours.
6 hours.
An hour for the wait. Like
Okay.
6 hours from Dublin to like.
Oh,
To
Toronto.
Toronto.
Oh yeah. Dublin, Toronto. That's pretty close. I think.
Mine was like 8 hours.
Yeah, I can't remember mine. I
But
remember
had
it was
a
long.
3-hour wait time at the airport.
Yeah, now imagine that long trip from Africa to North America, and then you get here and you're just trying to process everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, like they picked us up. Cool. We went to our Fanshawe actually provided us with free accommodation for the first couple of days. I had my brother in London, so I could stay with him after I think the first day. So he picked me up. But honestly, like my first thoughts when I kind of got to London, I was just like, this is not looking like my vibe. It's not giving. Like, I don't know. Like, how was
What
your
do you mean?
experience? I don't know. It just wasn't giving. I was trying to. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I just felt so out of place. Like,
for me, my
Yeah.
experience was actually really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually got to come in. It was actually 4.
I just thought, yeah.
Yeah, it was 4. So I got in and I had to check in from the airport. It wasn't that busy.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
busy, but it wasn't that quite wait time for me. But when I checked in, I had to meet my friend and the agent.
Oh, your friend, okay.
Right, driving through, we got to see like buildings, and I saw buildings, and it was really a new experience for me. It was really interesting.
So you were going from Toronto to Hamilton?
Yeah, I left from
Okay.
Toronto to
Hamilton, okay.
So I had to see like buildings and so many cars parked in one place.
That was like culture shock already for you, right?
Yeah, it was really like culture shock.
Yeah.
Right? It was really interesting.
Like, how long was the drive?
It was
Like an
like
hour.
30 minutes drive.
Oh, Toronto, Hamilton's 30. Oh, no, it's Mississauga because the airport's in Mississauga.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mississauga.
All right.
Like 30 minutes. It was really 30 minutes is like quite good, interesting drive.
Yeah.
When we got to Hamilton, when you just enter Hamilton, you just meet Mohawk College.
Oh,
So
okay.
Where I got to stay was like really close to the college.
Okay. So we're actually going to touch on like where we stayed when we first got here, like how we went about finding accommodation. But Daniel, like, how was your experience? Like,
I actually came in during the winter. Like,
oh, you came in winter, okay.
First week of January, so it was
Oh,
crazy. It was
that's the
cold.
worst.
It was snowing. It was cold. It was like, bro. That was and I couldn't really like stay outside or look outside because everywhere was dark.
I came in fall and it was still so cold, but now I go out with.
I know, like I basically wear my t-shirt to move out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came in during the winter. It was so cold and dark, so I couldn't really have a good view of what was going on outside. I was just like, oh, what the fuck? It's dark. It's only 5 p.m. but it's like so fucking dark outside.
Yeah. No, it was weird. It was just weird, but then you get used to it. Okay,
because for me, when I got to Hamilton, right, the first experience I got was I saw places like so quiet and windy.
It was the same, yeah.
Is that the same experience?
Because I arrived like I think early nighttime. I can't remember if it was late night, but then I remember we're driving into London. I was like, this is so deserted and like weird, and it just felt weird, like, you know what I mean?
Oh.
and then the next day we got to actually like they took us out to like get our bank accounts and so forth. So I kind of got to experience some of the city. It was It just wasn't there.
The next day is always a vibe.
The next day is actually the real vibe.
Yeah. Even though it wasn't a vibe, because it just felt like, I was like, where am I? Get me out of here. Okay, so cool, we arrived. We're now students and temporary citizens of Canada. So when you get here, like, okay, I went through orientation. We also, like, Fanshawe, they arranged for us to, like, go get bank accounts, our social insurance numbers. What documentation do you remember getting to just like just to get started, like
getting started in Canada? Once you get in, right, you have to like do there are certain documents you must do. The first document you have to do is like a SIN.
Oh yeah, so number,
social insurance number.
Yeah,
right?
And then you need that to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I did that was my friend. He actually showed me, the person that actually came here, he basically, the person I met, right?
Yeah.
He basically showed me everything. I'm lucky to have met someone who actually had
Canadian experience.
He had actually had the Canadian experience, so he had to explain it to me. So that I had to do like a bank account.
Yeah.
Like my first bank account was RBC.
Yeah, they also took us. Yeah.
The thing I had to do was go to school and get on orientation.
Yeah, and then like for us at Fanshawe in London, we get a bus pass, so I think that was part of the school fees. And then they give us our insurance card, like a healthcare card. That's part of the school fees too. Like it's called More Care. Not sure if they changed it up yet.
I think for Fanshawe, your boss card is the same as your student card, right?
Yes, exactly. So when you get on the bus, you just like swipe it.
And then for Fanshawe, did they like give you guys like a temporary insurance? Are you guys covered like something because for more
healthcare, more care,
we were covered like GuardMe. There's something they call GuardMe.
GuardMe, okay.
So we covered under GuardMe. You can do like the dentistry as a student, right? If you get sick, you can get covered under that.
Yeah, I had more care. Did you ever use your insurance? Because I broke my leg. Okay, don't ask me how. And then I had to go for physiotherapy, get scratches and everything, and then that was covered from More Care. Like how it works is that like you pay out of pocket and then they reimburse you like not so long after you make the payment.
100%
so,
or just?
Yeah, like 100% reimbursement. So that's when I actually did my. That's when it kind of like was convenient. Did you guys ever
for us, right? GuardMe is like fully covered. You just
fully covered account.
You go there and you're like 100% up to a certain amount.
Okay. Yeah, and then there's some exclusions because I know for More Care there's like maybe dental exclusion, like
we have like dental. But when you get to like severe illnesses, we don't.
Cover that. Yeah. So like, you come here, you have to get all that stuff set up. Of course, we mentioned bank account. As a student, you can get a credit card. I personally, I was given a credit card. I didn't use it until, the pandemic. Life was rough. But, yeah, so I didn't mention cell phone plan. That's pretty easy. And then also, just make sure, you come with enough money. Because, some people, for some people, it takes some time for them to find a job or an income stream when they get here. So they're going to have to be, depending on their family, or like if you come here and you're independent and you have your savings, like keep that in mind. Like it's expensive.
It's not that easy as people explain it, right?
Yeah.
You don't just get into Canada and get a job like the next day.
Yeah, I mean, unless you do, because some people do.
Yeah, it could take you months, 2 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
If you're not lucky, it's gonna take a few months to get a job. Like you don't want to keep asking your support system back home for money, because it's kind of expensive when you exchange it. Like
when you exchange it, it's like more expensive on them.
Exactly.
For me, it's like when I got into Canada, my first job was like I had to work at a Walmart.
Okay.
I had to work at Walmart like a cashier, right? So I basically had to apply for the job. In like I got into Canada in September.
Yeah.
So I had to apply from September to like October. I got the job in October, right?
Oh, it took you 1 month, like
it
2
took me
months.
a month. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
they should basically carry enough cash.
Yeah, to sustain you.
To sustain them for the time.
Yeah.
So I got into Canada September and I got the interview in October. I got the job. I had to like work. And my first paycheck, you have to understand your first paycheck when you get into Canada, you're getting a paycheck 2 weeks after.
Exactly.
2
So
weeks
that's
after
basically
you
like 2
get the
months
job.
already.
Yeah.
That's basically like
Yeah.
2 months
Yeah.
already.
And you probably
2
have
weeks
to
after
pay
you
like
get
your
the job.
house rents.
Yeah, you have to pay your house.
Grocery
rent.
Yeah, because
shopping.
when you first get here, you have to pay your deposit and your first month or whatever.
Yeah.
Grocery
And for Canada,
shopping.
if you're getting like a house rent, right, you have to do like the first and last month. For Canada, if you're getting like a house rent, you don't just pay like the first month. You're paying like the first and the last month.
So
That makes
basically
it
2 months.
more tedious for like people coming out of Canada. They don't actually understand what's going on in Canada. So you have to actually prepare phones well, prepare your cash to get into Canada and be able to sustain yourself.
And just know that it's like more expensive than you probably think.
Yes,
I mean, I came with like
expensive.
I think $4,000 you put it in the bank and then they take a fee. I can't remember, whatever. And then like I was like, okay, this is like 50,000 South African rands. All the time in South Africa, that's gonna last me a few months. Here in Canada, it's gonna last me like a few weeks. So.
I think in Cameroon that's
Gotta
like
think
2
about those
million,
things.
3 million.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole lot of money.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, especially like as you mentioned, you have to pay your first couple of months of rent if you're moving in somewhere, and then your groceries. $4 bread.
Especially now with the inflation, right?
That was my biggest shocker.
Inflation has made things really expensive. Now, you can see for 2019, I believe when we used to go for grocery shopping in 2019,
It used to be really cheap.
it used to be really cheap, right? Now you go for grocery shopping, you're like spending $30, $100.
I bought cheese for $7 today.
Nothing.
Like whenever I check out at Walmart, I always tell the cashier like, "You all are so expensive. Like, I can't believe you see."
Tell me about these hidden fees, like
Yeah, there's so much hidden fees in
Yeah.
Canada. So basically, when you're coming to Canada, you have to bring so much money. Not let's not say so much money, but you have to bring adequate money.
Yeah. Another thing that, me personally, before I got here, I knew I was stressing about accommodation. Because, I mean, where am I going to live when I get here? Right?
That was a big question.
That's a big thing. And, like, in my DMs every other day, accommodation. Please look at my previous videos, okay? But anyway, accommodation, when I first got here, obviously, I said, Fancho, they're going to give you free accommodation 3 days. I didn't need it for 3 days because my brother was in London. So I got to stay with him. But then I was being unreasonable, so I was just like, let me find accommodation near Fanshawe. So how I went about that, I went onto Kijiji, and I found accommodation from Kijiji. I didn't have the best experience. It was like, let me say $600 a month, including like utilities and Wi-Fi. Oh my god, roommates, that's another video. I've been saying this for years, and I'm gonna make a video about like my roommates, but what about you guys? Like, how did you find accommodation when getting here? Like,
so for me,
what was your experience actually?
For me, I know I only came in when school had started, right? So Fanshawe wasn't able to give me accommodation. But
I feel like Fanshawe wasn't even helpful with accommodation though, unless you're staying on campus. I'm sorry to say.
Where did you have to stay?
I stayed like, it was a 10-minute walk
from school.
Like from my place to Fanshawe, that's how far it was.
Like where Fanshawe gave you accommodation?
No, they didn't give me accommodation. Like I would email them and DM them, but they couldn't really help.
They didn't. For me, when I got in, right, I actually had to like my friend. He came in January.
Oh, okay.
He came in January and I came in like August.
August, yeah.
So he already had a place, so I had to leave him for the time being. And after a span of time for like 1 week or 2 weeks, because basically some students had to go out in September, right? So when these students go out in September, I had to get in. So
okay.
So
you
I
like sublet?
Yeah, I had to live with him for some time, and I had to sublet some other space at the building.
Okay, so for you to work with okay, so you knew someone that was already here.
Yeah.
What
Basically
about
the
you?
same thing with me. So I had a friend here already. I just like told him a couple of months earlier that I will be coming to Canada. And he was able to get me like a bedroom or something. So once I came in, once the Robert Q bus brought me over to London, my friend was there to pick me up. So they picked me up from the Robert Q bus stop in London, Ontario, over to the bedroom where I had to live. I mean, it was a little bit easy for me since I had a friend and he was ready to
Yeah, it's better to know someone when you get here so that like, okay, you can stay with them temporarily. I know, like, if you don't know someone, just get Airbnb. I know a person that does Airbnb.
For you, like, what's your experience?
Oh yeah, my brother was here, so I lived with my brother for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 months, and then I found accommodation near Fanshawe. But also my brother lived near Fanshawe, like 1 bus ride, so I don't know why I was being so picky. Yeah. I literally could have saved money by staying with my brother, but I was just like,
oh my god.
Yeah. I pretty much just.
So would you advise people to like stay with someone when they move, or?
Yeah, like when you get here, you might as well save money, live with someone. If it's kind of unbearable, then I don't know, like just venture off, like but it can get expensive, like $600. Okay, in other countries you can live comfortably for $600, but in Canada you gotta share with people, unfortunately. So that's just how it is here. So that is pretty much. But yeah, guys, accommodation is an interesting one. But also, just like a side note, consider your roommates before you. Well, not before you get here. Like when you get here, before you get here, consider the people you have to live with. But I mean, like sometimes you have no choice. Just a few other things. Like I would really consider getting my. Okay, so when you get here, if you don't have like your driving extracts from back home, just like go get your G1, study for 2 weeks. You don't even need 2 weeks to study for your G1. So G1 is the first step. So G1, G2, full G. You can skip G2 if you have like a little driving extract from back home. But yeah, that's a whole other topic. But if you guys want me to make a video about like the driving license process, I'll make another video on that. Just let me know. Drop a comment, you know what I mean? But guys, yeah, just to like pretty much wrap it up, it's just like we're just gonna touch on how to actually like fit in to society, like how to integrate into like the whole system, like the culture and whatnot. So guys, like what was your experience like fitting in? Because I know for me it took quite some time to like fit in, to feel like, oh my god, I feel comfortable, I belong, I have friends.
Oh, like to blend with like the people.
Yeah, like just because me personally, I felt so out of place and just like, I'm not gonna say depressed.
For me, like people in Hamilton are so. I don't know how to put it, but people in Hamilton are so accommodating.
Accommodating, okay.
Yeah, they're so accommodating.
Welcoming.
Welcoming. That's actually the best word.
Which was the opposite in London. Like when we got here, I thought everyone was cliquey, closed off, which is like the opposite of what I've been experiencing.
Really
people in London, Hamilton are so accommodating. If you go to like someone's house and you're a new person here, right? They take the like opportunity to show you around.
Same as in Toronto, like.
Yeah, they take the opportunity to show you around. But for me, my experience was when I got here, I didn't know anyone but my friend. But the people in his house showed me around.
So like they were just easily welcoming and they took you in.
There was this guy called Sushi, right? He used to live in our apartment, right? So when they would close work at night, he would basically come and get me out from the house. Take me out with his friend.
Oh yeah.
With my friend, right? We go out and they show me around. They show me places around. So that's basically how I got to know about places.
Why did he call himself Sushi?
Okay.
Was he Asian?
No, he's Indian. His name is Sushi. Tabi used to call him Sushi Benny.
Oh.
So okay. So he just used to like show you, like when you first got here, he just would like, you know.
Yeah, they showed me around,
Yeah. Yeah, I would also meet people here and there, like through like fan show or just like on like apps like Bumble, whatever. Like we'd just go out. Yeah, like I feel like that's how I got integrated. Like you just go out and you meet people. Like I feel like what other way do you have to get integrated and to feel comfortable,
ways,
right?
Like for me, I had a couple of friends here, like my classmate at Friend Shop.
Yeah, you just have to meet people
go
you're
to the
comfortable
beach,
with.
go out clubbing at night, go to the gym together.
Yeah.
So that was easy for me to integrate since I had like a couple of friends here.
And then you meet one person that introduces you to many people,
next
and then it's like a ripple effect. So in a way, and just being open. Don't be shy. There's no time to be shy, and there's no time to be closed off, because also like through meeting people, you can like, bro, there's so many things I found out about, or so many opportunities I came to know about through like just like my network and my friends. So
like you say, your network is your net worth.
Literally.
Right?
Period.
Your network is your network. So you have to network. When you get into Canada, right, you have to give up the ways of sitting quiet and being calm to yourself.
Exactly.
Actually network, get to meet so many people, and you have to give up the fact that you have to talk to yourself.
Exactly.
Go out and express yourself. Talk to more people. The more you talk to more people, the more you learn.
Even like when I'm taking like Ubers and ride shares, like I be telling these people my issues and they're giving me solutions.
Yeah.
And then we exchange numbers. They're like, okay, I'm gonna put you in contact with this person, this person. Even through rideshare, I bet this guy is like, I work at this place, let me like refer you, let me do this. Like, you just have to like, bro, you have to be open. That's it. Like, you can't be in your shell here. Canada.
That's basically Canada. You don't have to be in your shell. You've actually summarized Canada in like 5 or 4 words.
Go outside, meet people.
Go like,
outside,
there's no time to be shy.
How basically you land a job in Canada?
Okay.
For me, I spoke about my first experience of having my job at Walmart. How did you get your first job at Walmart? Your first job in Canada?
Okay, so my first job was literally I applied, like I just looked at different websites, not the typical websites like Indeed. I just tried to look at other websites where I could find jobs. So my first part-time job, I found it on like a website that probably many people don't know. My first full-time job, that was Indeed, so can't really say anything about that.
Canada,
Yeah, for me, my first full-time and first part-time, all from Indeed. Like, I had to search, apply for a good number of months before I could get something.
But back to like the whole networking and getting to know people type of thing, like the best job that I feel I could have gotten was like a digital marketing job with a startup.
Yeah.
I got that job. There was an issue. I wasn't a permanent resident, so like I went through the interview. The lady was like, "Oh my God, I'm so ready to hire you." And then she asked like, "Are you a permanent resident?" I was like, "No." But I basically got to know about that job through a classmate during my marketing course. So she kind of like was like, "Okay, message this woman. She's got a job for you." So it was like referral.
That means there are a couple of jobs.
I couldn't get the job because I wasn't a permanent resident. It just goes to show like knowing someone can get you a really good opportunity.
Like your network is
exactly.
You have to actually integrate. When you get into Canada, you don't have to be dumb. You have to speak to people to actually know things.
And people are so like willing to like help you and give us
themselves, like to tell you what they know, right?
Exactly.
That's how Canada is. Canada is not like most places we know. When you get into Canada, you ask questions. Everyone you meet is really open to express themselves.
Yeah, literally. Literally everyone. Career progression, I feel like, and just getting to know about more opportunities, I feel like your network. I mean, a few days ago, I had my friend just giving me more and more ideas about like how I can scale up on things I'm already doing, or just like new opportunities. Like.
So let me ask you a question. When you moved here, how long did it take you to get your first job, and how was the process?
First job. Let me think about that.
Oh, you had an injury, right?
Yeah, I had an injury, so like, you know what I mean?
Was that like before your first job?
It was before my first job.
Oh.
Like I had an injury and It didn't take very long. It's
Yeah.
like what I've learned about Canada is like it's a numbers game. Like getting a job is like a numbers game. Like you can't always be picky, and I mean you should be picky and have like expectations and have a kind of like clearly defined job that you want for yourself apart.
Just have like a clear determination on what you want to go for.
Yeah, but sometimes you're gonna have to just like settle. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say.
Probably a good paycheck too for me.
Yeah, that's actually what you should look at. The good paycheck first for what you should settle for. That's what it should. I think it should be.
But sometimes like desperate times, man. So you can't really like.
So, Danny, how did you land your first job?
So it was Indeed. I remember having someone help me with a resume because I had to get familiar with the different kind of resumes they use here in Canada compared to what we have like back home in Cameroon.
If you guys need a resume template, DM me.
Okay, that's a good side gig. Yeah. So I had someone walk me through on the process on how to make a resume perfectly to fit into the Canadian job market, and I was able to put that into Indeed, applying for thousands and thousands.
Honestly, literally, you have to do like.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot for me. Like 2019 was a lot, so I had to apply for a good number of jobs before I was able to get my first part-time. Lucky enough, I got my first part-time job like right around my birthday, so I feel like that was God giving me a birthday gift. Yeah. So.
Yeah. For me, I got like a part-time experience for Walmart. It wasn't so much long when I got into Canada. I got into Canada like September. I got my first job in October. It wasn't that long because Walmart like pays like minimum wage, so they don't hesitate to employ you.
But you got a Walmart job so easily. I feel like me and my friend, we apply to Walmart and we get rejected. It's like we're like unless we don't alter the resume properly.
Maybe it was actually because it was Hamilton. There's so many Walmarts.
Okay, maybe that could be too. Yeah, here in London we have like 3 Walmarts or 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I know 3.
But yeah, guys. Final thoughts on job advice. Me, I'm just like it's a numbers game. Numbers game, networking. Part-time jobs, full-time jobs. Like.
I think the main thing should be networking.
Yeah.
For numbers game.
Probably.
You should actually
referrals, networking.
You should you should get referrals. People refer you to jobs, right? And actually, the networking is like the main thing. Even if you're done with school. When you're done with school, it's actually networking to get you into that like the high position.
Exactly, and y'all make as many friends in school as possible, like, because you said networking, and you're still a student and you want like nice opportunities for part-time and full-time, like. Yeah. And as I mentioned, the best role that came to me, like I finished school 2021. Yeah. So in the past 2 years, the best job that.
The best offer that
came to me was a job that came from my classmate, like referral, basically. Yeah.
One thing I'll add is you have to be patient. Like patience is key. So you really need to have like some patience. Know that you will not get maybe the first one you apply for, the second one, or even if you get it, good for you. But you just have to be patient to know it's a long game. You have to apply, you have to put in efforts, you have to maybe tweak your resume every offer, so it's a lot.
It's really a lot, but it's not that a lot, but it's a lot. What do you have to say about it, Jess?
Patience, like the type of patience where you pray to God for patience. That pretty much wraps up this video. Hopefully you guys like kind of like learned something like from us, pretty much sharing our experiences about like how it was when we first moved here and just like what you need to know before you come here, so you like better prepared. Like, final thoughts, guys?
I don't know. So basically, my final thoughts is all what I'm giving here.
Everything
all what I'm giving here is just like the game, right? What I actually went through, what my experiences from the airport to landing at my first job, right?
Years of experience.
Yeah, so that's my experience. I don't know. Everyone here has given his or her experience. So what do you think?
yeah, basically that's it. Your experience, my experience,
Yeah.
Jessica's experience.
And hopefully we just gave you like some new things to think about. Like obviously you have to go the extra mile, do more research, kind of think about like worst case scenarios. So
Always
you can
have a
like
plan B.
always have a plan B. Like think about worst case
Be
scenarios.
patient.
Yeah, and just like kind of like speak to different people so you can start considering things you've never considered. Watch other videos to kind of get like a newfound perspective.
Subscribe to this channel as well.
Subscribe, share with your friends, your
Most
family.
important, subscribe.
Your sneaky link, subscribe. You know, share that good stuff. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'm gonna leave Jerry and Daniel's social media details, whatnot, like emails, whatever. If you want to like reach out to them, you can do that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Like it, subscribe, as I already said, and that's that.